I think it's important, you know what I'm saying, to factor in the fact that you can actually have a good household. You can actually have good parents. You can actually have people that try. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, when a kid get in his bed and he by himself or herself, like that's who they truly are. You know what I'm saying? And if a kid is getting in his bed every night feeling like they lonely, even if it's a house full of people, then that kid is gonna grow up with, you know what I'm saying, problems with attachment.
Yeah, the thing is this.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's people in that house that care about them.
And this what I learned, right?
But that's a parent problem.
It's this, and a lot of parents not trying to tell people how to parent, but everybody is an individual. And that's something my mama said up to her death, and that's something my dad even say to this day, and that's something I carry with my kids, my siblings carry with their kids, is we all us got multiple kids. I got 5. So I have to go at each one of them totally different. And my youngest ones are twins. And sometimes with twins, you even want to lump them together. And you can't, because they're individuals as well. So you have to try to navigate and find a way to at least let them know how much you love them and how much you there for them. Now, the outside nuances, like you say, Swag, when they lay in the bed, that's going to deal with them regardless, because that's what you chose to be and who your personality and what you're influenced by. So that's going to always be an issue with all of the kids growing up. The main thing, you just have to try to let them know that we're here to support you. And you got to try to let them know from the beginning stages. I forgot the guy's name, but he said something real. He said, you can only teach a kid from like 1 through 9. 9 through like 15 to 16, you can coach them. From 16 on up, all you could do is be their soundboard and try to tell them, okay, that don't make no sense. Okay, that makes sense. So a lot of us as Black people, we don't even get it until we're in our late 30s and 40s. At least that light bulb, aha, I got it. So the older kids, you're going to deal with more shit.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You're going all the way up to the middle and you're going to deal with some shit because you were growing up with them. The main thing, though, is like what she said, is on the parents to say, I love you and I'm here regardless, versus saying I'm not influenced by all of the shit that's out here. And that's what we see now is more parents are influenced by what's marketed to the kids.
I think if all parents just have an open door policy, listen, Ma, I need to talk to you. Listen, Dad, I need to talk to you. And they ain't flipping out when whatever their child tell them and they literally, okay, let's talk about it.
Maybe, because
it will be a little better.
Some people don't have the courage or character to like approach. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who it is, you know what I'm saying? So I think that is subjective. I do think it's more helpful than not, you know what I'm saying, by having an open door policy. But I also think it's subjective because it's like, you know what I'm saying, some kids, like you might have 2 kids raised in the same household, maybe only a year apart, or even twins, you know what I'm saying, like he said, but one of those twins might not necessarily have the character to approach you and say, hey, I feel this way. You know what I'm saying?
And I learned that that's true. And I learned that.
But having an open door policy is definitely, in my opinion, the most helpful, you know what I'm saying, suggestion. Like you got to be open and shit, you know what I'm saying? But my bad, Box. I mean,
nah, you good. I was just listening.
But I do got another question for y'all guys.
I'll just finish what you were saying because what you said resonated to me, right?
Right.
So my oldest daughter, she don't come and say too much as she should. But I take blame in that because I was supposed to be in certain places as a dad when I was running with this music stuff and trying to chase this bag so hard. Until one day she told me, like, I don't really know you, nigga. Like,
we live in the same house, but I don't know you.
But I don't know you. So now it's getting more to that point. Now that she about to be 13, she talks to me a lot more and come to me. But at first, she got an anger issue like me. So she doing some gangster type shit or being a gangster type way, and we not understanding. Like, you're a sweetheart, and we like, why ain't she like, well, nigga, you ain't really.
It was her way of lashing out.
Exactly.
So
when you come to those different things, a lot of the times the character of a kid is a parent shape that character, and us as parents, we got to start standing up and raising our hand and saying, hey, I fucked up. Let's fix this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back to the topic because you know. Once you it's still, you know, this topic so transparent, it's easy to roll over, you know what I'm saying? Because childhood definitely has a lot to do with sassy niggas. I'm assuming everybody agree with that shit.
Yeah, we all knew sassy ass niggas. It's cool, yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, but just getting back to you know, like the adult shit. I'm gonna start with you, T, Miss Russell.
All right. What's up?
do you think relationships help encourage sassy niggas?
Ooh. Do relationships? It depends on what the relationship is. I mean, in this day and time, you got to understand, people don't even classify relationships anymore. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think I might be one of the only women that was out here that made my man be like, whenever I heard him introduce me as his old lady, I'm like, I'm not your old lady. Like, what's going on? Like, you ain't never asked me to be your lady. You know, so that don't happen anymore. So you got women thinking like a dude is more so her homeboy. And then they just hanging out, and then she rubbing off on him. She rubbing off on him. Next thing I know, it's like I think I seen it on TikTok where the man came. He was like, "Whoa!" He was like, "Boo, what you doing?" And I'm like, "Whoa!" But he probably sitting around talking to his girl so much, and she hollering at him like he the homeboy that he just done picked up on something as simple as, "Boo, what you over there doing?" I'm like, what? That's not how you speak. So, yes, relationships, depending on what type of shit it may be, you know, yeah.
After all that I heard,
Boo, what you doing?
All right, E, I'm gonna go to you next.
What's it? Say the question one more time.
Do relationships help create sassy niggas?
Depending on what you call sassy, because just like when they made the definition of like whether you talking to who you classify as your wife, your girl of a length of period of time or whatever the case may be versus
relationships.
Hey, shit.
There's a lot of ships out there. I mean, you know what
I'm saying? Niggas gotta hold some accountability.
Okay,
do it or do it not, my nigga.
I mean, it attributes to it if the girl ain't saying nothing. If I'm a man doing some sassy shit and my girl ain't telling me I'm doing sassy shit, I'm putting on. Hopefully, I'm only putting on for her. So, hey, shit. I'm talking about not me, but just in general, you know.
Okay, so let's say like you out in public and you come back with a story like, baby, I did this and that, and she say something to you like, nigga, that's kind of sassy. Like, you mean like for that example, like she should correct you in that manner, like, nah, you tripping. That was a little sassy.
Yeah, but depending on what I say, that's one of the situations to make a nigga not even want to come and talk to you. Damn, you can't even, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't even come and talk to you about that.
That's the thing. But you shouldn't be saying nothing that's gonna go to your lady to make your lady.
I agree with that too, though. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? That's how, because if it's like that, but if she had enough.
Like, what's something sassy? I'm gonna go back and tell my girl. Like, that's what I'm trying.
See, that's when you got to break down what type of woman that is.
Right.
Because a lot of these social media women, they ain't it, bro.
Okay, so Boxx, since we owe you, question for you, my boy.
What's that, brother?
Do relationships help make men sassy?
That nigga was sassy already, and he just was gotten by that woman and just did some sassy shit.
She brought it out of him.
She brought it out of him because he was able to flop on the bed and sit in Indian style and look at his phone or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He was just able to. He felt comfortable being able to do that.
Well, that's a good thing though, right? I'm just saying, whether you're sassy or not, that is a good thing where you can feel that comfortable around your old lady.
That's what I'm saying. Do it. If you're going to do that.
Nah, me and my wife refer to each other as our best friends. So we have conversations about all type of shit. Right. But I don't approach it like, let me tell you, girl. No, me get the hell out of here with that foolishness. That's how these dudes be, though.
So when you saying it like that, right? Don't no man do no sassy shit?
So is it the approach? The way you make it like the approach? Like, okay.
So when you say sassy shit, that's when we gotta start putting classifications on what
we gotta start drawing. You see what I'm saying?
Can I get an example?
Because just like what she says, she has a whole definition of what sassy is. I may have a whole definition of what sassy is. E and everybody in here may have a whole definition of what sassy actually is. To me, sassy is, bro, you're a fairy, bro. You're doing some fairy type stuff. You know what I mean? You're acting like Tinkerbell.
You over there at the Diddy parties.
Diddy part.
That's not just sassy. That's on a whole nother level.
Well, see, I think, and for the context, you know what I'm saying, T, you can correct me if I'm wrong. The box over that tripping.
Nah, you know that stuff like that, bro. Stuff like that, bro.
But T can correct me if I'm wrong. You don't necessarily have to go, because I do kind of agree with your definition. You know what I'm saying? I also agree with her definition. But with her definition, you don't even have to go to that extent of, you know what I'm saying, changing your sexuality, you can go as far as just characteristics.
You're
You
doing
know
some bitch ass nigga shit. That's more so.
I'm gonna tell you one of the most sassiest things I think a man can do, and that's put his hand on his hip. I can't stand it.
I understand it.
A man standing up and got his hand on his hip, I be like, what's going on?
But you know,
It's like when you flipping like that, it's a wrap. You axed out.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Right?
It's one thing if your back hurt, you're like this, but when that hand is flipped,
what about both hands?
when it's like this, you falling in the curve. We're not doing that.
Now this is different. See,
that is different from this right here.
What's that? Y'all play football. What's the one y'all be doing? What's the little California shit y'all be doing?
Look, that's what they call limp wrist. Now, see, you have a limp wrist, that's different. That's super sassy. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That's super
all right,
sassy.
so since you gave an example, you got an example of some sassy shit that you think men might do? That you like, okay, now that's sassy.
What about when you go to the mall with your old lady and she trying on something and she stepping, like, what's your response?
What's my response?
What's your response?
Shit, if she ain't looking like that, you need to change that up. Either you look good or you don't.
So you
but I might critique certain things, like, cause she asked me for my real opinion. Like, I don't feel like if I give her my real opinion, it's sassy. Now, if I start talking like you say, it's the approach. It's approach. Like, girl, you need to take that off.
Yeah.
Girl,
you need to take that. Girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the same time, if regardless, I mean, I'm still here to be a hype man too. I'm hyping up, and I ain't like that. Like that. You feel me?
Girl, that's the one right
damn,
there.
girl, you know what I'm saying? You looking right. You know what I'm saying? You looking like something.
Exactly.
You feel me?
The
Like, you really looking like something for real.
That's what the whole thing of this is murky.
I'm really about ready to whisper in her ear or something. She come out looking like something for real.
The whole thing of this is murky waters. Because you're not talking about sassy dudes. Now you're talking about dudes who don't want to say who they really are.
Okay, I give you sassy.
I agree with that.
That's a lot of that's kind of the nuances. It's like, if you're gonna do that, you do that. Don't come over here portraying it. And that's a lot of what a lot of black women are saying. But they're trying to say it without trying to hurt them or without trying to make them feel bad. It's more so like, bruh, just be who you're gonna be, but you're over here playing with us.
I'm gonna tell you now, women do not care about hurting a man's feelings no more.
Let me tell y'all a story about.
I'm not saying hurting a man's feelings, but I'm putting it in as far as in a sexual connotation,
right?
Because now we're in a new birth of a sexual revolution. So if a woman basically tried to do anything to out a man as far as sexuality, it's a big thing on outing women or doing women anything in any kind of way with sexuality. That's a big issue now. And you walk away, you run away, you put your hands behind your back, you don't look at them too long, none of that. But you see them, but for real. So I think since it's so much of a magnifying glass on them with that, they don't go and expose niggas as much.
Right.
Because it's a lot of niggas doing some suspect shit and ain't none of my business. I ain't judging nobody, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of them doing that.
Let me tell you.
So a lot of them are saying sassy is kind of like they trying to tell you, oh, he's sassy, and they trying to tell you in so many words.
They're warning the next woman.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell y'all the
that's
sassy
a lot
shit
of what you see versus, but then you got ones that feel played about certain men that don't want to be with them, and then they go and say, oh, you this, you that, you this, you that. So you got to look at it situation by situation basis. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the stuff we seeing now with these newer generation, that's some fluid gender type. I don't understand. I'm going by what I read and what I know, because I got to stay hip to see what's going on with all these youngsters anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see. And I don't kind of speak on that because it's a
slippery slope right now.
And I can't say too much. I respect all people. I love all people. You dig?
Big homie, what's up?
Man, listen, man. We about to wrap this up. Boxx, you got a sassy story?
Sassy story?
What?
Yeah, like a nigga. Tell me a story about a nigga you did some sassy. Let me tell you one first. I think one of the sassiest shit I ever seen in the year 2024 was probably, and you see it all the time, but I never witnessed this shit personally. It was probably when this nigga text a nigga girl on some like trying to get with her shit and told all this nigga business.
Man.
And the girl had a nigga on child support. So like this nigga out here trying, making this shit shake, moving around, and this nigga telling her every fucking thing.
It been niggas like that. That's
shit been going on.
So when we talking about Sassy, like
that's bitch ass nigga shit.
That's like you don't. That's and I mean like
ass,
he has no chance to even get the you know what I'm saying. He ain't getting the draws.
That shit never mattered to them niggas that's gonna do shit like that.
That's when we talk Sassy.
Hoe ass niggas.
You know what I'm saying? That was already they were gonna do that shit whether they gonna get some draws or not. Like shit.
That's niggas that don't get pussy.
Yeah.
You heard me?
So when we talk Sassy,
no, because I know some niggas that shit they get pussy and they still be doing that shit.
No, I'm talking about you don't get pussy. That means you swindled some pussy. You don't get it. You swindled.
Well, yeah, I can agree with you on that.
There's a lot of niggas that fuck a lot that swindle pussy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about. I come from the era where I got a mark on my shin from a metal pedal hitting my bike riding through the rain to go get some pussy. I'm a real pussy go get where I was. I was a real
retired.
I was a real. You see what I'm saying?
Well, shit. If they gonna stoop to the level of got the pillow talking to a nigga, they'll ride their bike too. Shit.
No, I'm just saying. Well, you really had to put action into
doing it.
Yeah. I didn't have to knock nobody else for pussy. That means I figured a way to get the pussy myself.
Most definitely.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I just used the example. These niggas using to knock another nigga to get pussy. You see what I'm saying?
That shit, and that's
the woman not being worth a damn. Because why in the world would you even allow what somebody tell you about somebody else to put you in a situation and want to open your legs? Like that's stupid.
That's because the thing is this: a woman knows she gonna fuck you when she first see you.
True.
And then after you open your mouth, she gonna start deducting points. After you start maneuvering a certain way, she gonna start deducting more points. So that's how it is. So a chick that give a nigga pussy for information is just because she really want to go give the other nigga some pussy anyway. So she like,
I don't agree with that part.
Nah, because I feel like it's a hatred. I feel like, well, it is. I do agree with it when you look at it like, if she hate that nigga that much, she still want to fuck that nigga.
She still want to fuck the nigga.
Yeah, if you looking at it like that, yeah, because it's like you still want, if this nigga would like be with you, because otherwise you wouldn't go that far to do what you doing. You know what I'm saying?
Not saying you done this.
Like if you,
I'm asking
the question.
If you going to,
so should have only not. I'm sorry, Swag. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You right. But I'm saying I was just saying the same shit you were saying. Like I feel like if you go to that extent, because we do got to wrap this show up. But I feel like if you do go to that extent, you feel what I'm saying, to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like talk to the nigga homeboy. You ain't even give him no pussy, but you collect the information and you move. You still want to fuck with.
You have an infatuation or your love for him is that much hatred, or that's what I'm saying. So I wasn't saying you per se,
right? Oh, because
it's, you know a lot of women.
Yeah, I do know a lot of women,
and you ain't gotta say names, say no type
we
of
don't
situation,
move like that.
No type of situation and nothing, but just in general speaking. So any woman you've ever known has gotten information on the nigga, hated the nigga, but she had that much love for the nigga till she hated.
And this conversation, by even having this conversation, it would turn into, well, was the man needing to get child support? It would turn that's what
because it's a simple answer to that.
That's what I was saying.
But the reality of it is that's not even what's important. What's important is this a fuck ass sassy ass nigga.
Exactly. Sitting there pillow talking with somebody that ain't even his own lady.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? To agree with everybody on the set, I do believe that niggas can be sassy. I also believe it's how you raised. I also believe it's who you around, because you got some niggas that tell you like, nigga, nah, nigga, we ain't going for that shit. You gonna be around me. You can't be around me like that. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
I think the elements in life, you know what I'm saying, make people fortunate. And I think the biggest character in it all is if people care enough to pay attention to their characteristics, you know what I'm saying, such as what make them sassy and what, you know what I'm saying. I think that's the biggest factor in it all.
Will they accept it these days though?
You know, that's a part of it. You know
it's a whole world out there. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was shocked because I got a couple of homegirls that are gay. But it's a whole world out there of gay men, gay women, or bisexual men and women who only want to date each other. They don't want anything that's straight.
Yeah, gotcha.
It is a whole world, and I be listening to the stories, and I be tripping like, what? But if that's what they want, then hey, keep them in that category of the other. Yeah, they fall under other.
Hey, but look, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. We're gonna wrap this up. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Y'all shout yourself out before you go. We're going to start with the lady.
Again, this your girl, Jane of all trades, a.k.a. Mrs. Russell A. But yeah, y'all can follow me on Instagram, Jane of all trades. What is my I got everything is Jane of all trades. If you find her, you'll see me.
E, what up?
Man, look, you can follow me on Instagram, East Straight Street. My motto is you ain't got to be in the street to keep shit street.
That's dope. I like that. And boxx-a-million. You heard me? BOXX-a-million. You go to boxx-a-million.com. You can get all my socials from that. It's box with 2 X's with no Lexus from Louisiana next to Texas.
Oh,
peace. You heard me?
Shit.
Hey.
What?
What do you want me to say?
Street school, grandma.
Street school.